Hello. I hope you're doing well tonight. I thought that tonight we would kind of go through my nail polish collection. It's not super big, but it's definitely enough. I got this bag from Elite Cosmetics. It's technically like a makeup bag. And it's made out of, I believe, like recycled paper. It looks a little bit more worn on screen, but in person it looks really cute and cool. And yeah. Alright, I guess we'll just get into it. Alright. So this first one is a classic. Sally Hansen, you know, hard as nails extreme wear. I feel like everyone's worn this at some point. Definitely used to use this at summer camp. This one is a black shade. It is called Blackout. It's appropriate. This next one is another Sally Hansen. It is a gel nail polish. I actually haven't used this one yet because gel nail polish kind of makes me nervous because I feel like I don't quite understand it or like how to use it or and I don't have like the acetone nail polish remover, so I haven't quite used it yet, but it's a pretty color. It's definitely looks more orange on screen. It's more of like a hot pink, but on screen it definitely looks more like a coral. This next nail polish, oh, I almost forgot the shade name. This one is Electric Pop. This next nail polish is from a brand called Olive and June. They sell online, or they recently started selling in Target and a couple other places. I really like it. This is like their regular formula one. It's 7 free, so it's like free from the 7 chemicals that are typically in nail polish that are like, I guess, kind of harsh. But this one is a beautiful dark blue-green, and the shade name is Into the Trees. And I really like this brand. I really like the brush is like a little bit wider. I think that's what it is. And yeah, it's great. You do have to do kind of very thin coats. This one I would probably do 3 thin coats. And yeah, I like it a lot. This next nail polish has definitely been well loved. It's Essie. It's Mooning is the shade. It's one of my favorite colors. It's just a really pretty, like a gray blue. It's kind of like a neutral blue, if that makes sense. It's really pretty. And you'll see I have a couple other colors that are very similar to that one. This is another Essie, and it's this beautiful metallic shade that has purple and green and gold, and it's just really beautiful. It's really the only metallic shade I have, and yeah, it's so pretty. This one is Sally Hansen again. It's from their Pure line, which is vegan, as you can see, and the shade is Black Stone. I really like wearing black every once in a while, and I don't know, it's just fun and edgy, and yeah. I try to buy certain things, you know, vegan as much as I can. I just really like animals. I'm not a vegan, but I try to choose it when I can, for also environmental reasons, but I totally respect that anyone can choose their lifestyle, and yeah, but I definitely try to pick vegan things when I can. I can't quite commit to the diet or lifestyle right now just because of money and whatnot. But maybe someday I'll be a bit more plant-based. This next one is from a company called Ella and Mila, and it's this beautiful yellow shade called Limoncello, and it's like a bright, cool kind of yellow, and it just is so pretty for summer or spring. It actually looks a little bit brighter, more like neon on camera, but in person it's a little bit more gentle. This next one, not that you can tell, is OPI. Pretty good, well-known brand. This one is called Lincoln Park After Dark, and it is a very dark purple. So it looks black, but if I were to paint my nails, you'd see it's like a very deep, like wine or burgundy. This one is another Ella and Mila. It's this really pretty, as you can see, sheer pink, and it's just really pretty. It's a very, it looks a little bit lighter in camera, but it's a very kind of a medium pink, and it's called Bold. Yeah, and I just thought it was really pretty. And this brand, I believe, is also 7 free. I could be wrong about that, but I believe it's like more environmentally friendly or whatever. Maybe I'll put this at the other end. This next one is another Sally Hansen Pure, and it is a really pretty purple with like a hint of pink in it. The pink you can more see off camera. And yeah, it's just a really pretty shade. It's called Lavender, and yeah, I think it's so pretty. This is another Ella and Mila. It's called Pure Love, which is appropriate. It feels like it'd be a good wedding shade. And it's just a really pretty white, but it still almost feels a little bit like natural, if that makes sense. It's not like an unnatural bright white, if that makes any sense at all. This one is kind of more like stone color. It's really pretty neutral. Stone-hearted, yeah, that's appropriate. Another Ella and Mila. And I believe these are kind of the different collections they have. So this one is from the Desire collection. This one is from the Love collection. This one is from the Bon Bon collection. Sheer. So, yeah. This is another Sally Hansen Pure color. It's similar to this other one. It's a little bit more, it has a little bit less gray in it, I think. It's a little bit more skin toned, maybe a little bit more pinky. It's called Rose Petal. I believe I bought this for a wedding because I was a bridesmaid, and she wanted nude colored nails, which is kind of hard for me because I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but I am extremely pale. And so it feels like it's hard to find a shade that suits my skin tone that isn't like white or like too brittle. So yeah, but I think I'm gonna put it here. Yeah, that's fine for now. The next color is another Olive and June. This is the Quick Dry, which I like the Quick Dry formula a little bit less than the regular one, but it's still a really pretty color. It's very similar to Mooning by Essie. This one is called Vintage, and yeah, it's just a very pretty color. It says, dries in seconds, lasts for days and days. Well, I don't know about that, but I did like it. This is a very old nail polish. It is a Wet n Wild nail polish, and it is a coral. It looks a little bit more orange on camera. It has a bit more pink in it in real life. It is called, oh, Blazed. That makes sense. It's a very summery color. It's not really one I think I would buy now, just because I tend to veer away from orange because I don't feel like it looks very good on me. I tend to be more cool toned, and orange, it's kind of hard to get cool toned orange. Oh, another Olive and June. This one is Hot Strawberry, and it is another really hot pink, similar to this one over here. So yeah, I think this one will be really fun for summer. I don't typically wear a lot of hot pink, but I find myself getting drawn to it more recently. Maybe just because it's new. But yeah, I think it'll be fun for the summer. Another Sally Hansen Pure, and this one is a little bit more neutral skin tone. It almost looks similar to my bedspread, but my bedspread's a little bit more pink in real life. This one is called Almond Tan. Yeah, it's just a really pretty neutral tan. This one is slightly older. It is one of my mom's old nail polishes. It's by Revlon. As you can see, it's the Color Stay, Color Envy line, and it's called Beginner's Luck. And it is like a ballet slipper, sparkly color. It's like a very light pink. Oh. Another Ella and Mila from the Love Collection again. This one's called Lilac Luster. It is a very light purple, a little bit lighter than this one, which I just realized should be on the other side. And it's really pretty. It's like, it's almost like one of these neutral colors, but not quite. It has a bit of purple in it. It's very pretty, really pretty for like spring or a wedding, if you were like a bridesmaid or something. This is probably the oldest nail polish that I have, and I remember this being in my cabinet all throughout growing up. It was my mom's by L'Oreal, and the shade is Las Vegas, which is kind of ironic for my mom because she's never really wanted to go there, and there's just so many other places she's wanted to visit, which I totally understand. Not that it isn't like a really fun, magical place for many people. But anyway, this is just one of the ones that was in our cabinet growing up for so long, and it was one of the first ones I got to have, and it's just very nostalgic. It's just a pretty like bronze color. There's a coppery tint to it. Move these down a bit, maybe. This next one is, oh, I can't even tell the brand. It looks like the brand is Pretty Woman. Yeah. And the shade, I cannot read. Hold on. Yeah, I just can't find the name of the nail polish. Alright, well, it's just a pretty, like, sheer, pearly, opal-y kind of nail polish. It's white with pink and gold reflections. It's pretty. This is the Olive and June Glossy Top Coat. Oh. The top coat, if you will. And I like it overall. Yeah, it's nothing to like write home about. I feel like it's just another top coat, but I like it, and it has the brush I like for them, which is nice. Super glossy top coat. Hi. I guess I'll put it here. This one is called 10 over 10. I think it's because it's either made with just 10 ingredients or it's like 10 free, like free from the top 10 like bad chemicals or whatever. This one is called Riverside, and it's just a really pretty, like classic baby blue, like a powdery blue. It's good for like spring. It reminds me of like the sky. It'd be really cute to do like a design where you wear this and then you paint like little clouds. That'd be so cute. Oh my gosh. This one is a top coat from Ella and Mila, and it is a matte top coat. Matte in Love. Cute. And another top coat. The Sally Hansen Pure top coat. It's just a shiny top coat. Nothing huge to write home about. Again. This is another OPI. It is a really pretty green, and it is called Jade is the New Black. It is a nice like jade color. Has a tiny bit, the tiniest bit more warmth than Into the Trees, but it's like the tiniest bit more green, and this is a tiny bit more blue. Like maybe this is like green blue and that's blue green. But anyway, yeah, it's super pretty. Good brand. Another Olive and June. This one is called The Queen Takes Her Her Tea with Milk. And it's a really pretty sheer neutral color. It has, you can't really tell, but it has the slightest tint of pink in it. And I really like it. It's really classy and good for every day, I feel like. I tend to have a lot of neutrals just because it's really easy to wear. And I have been in so many weddings, and neutrals are really good for weddings. One more. Gotta turn it so you can see the brand. Okay, I think that's right. Oh, and we are out of nail polish. So let's just scoot this over. Also, I put the green in the wrong place, but it fits perfectly. Look at that. Let's put these guys over here. So this is all of the nail polish. It's funny, the rainbow was very, it was intentional in this video, but while I've been collecting these over the years, that was very unintentional. You can kind of see what things I like these are very similar, these two are very similar, blacks, a lot of neutrals, but yeah, maybe if someone picks like either a nail polish or a few nail polishes, I could paint my nails and paint whatever colors that they decide. I don't know. You could do like a few different colors, like just randomly. Like, I don't know, something like a little quirky, like sorry if that was too loud, but you know, just like whatever. Or you could do like more of an ombre moment with like some of these. You know? Ooh, or it would be really pretty to do like the green with this as an accent. Or even the purple with this as an accent. was looking at the yellow, but I think it might be too cool. But yeah, like that would be really fun. So yeah, give me your thoughts and see what we can do. I think the only thing left in the bag are these dividers for when you paint your toes, so that your toes don't touch and you ruin the nail polish. That's always the worst part of painting your nails. Like, I've gotten pretty good at the actual painting, although I'm sure when I'm on camera it'll be seem to be quite a different story. But it's always like I'll get it just right, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I hit this like nail or something like that, and it's the fixing it that's the part that drives me crazy. So yeah. Alright, I guess I'll start putting them back. It's crazy how much, like, such a small part of like the rainbow of colors affects a color palette. Like, look how much less, like how much more deep everything just got. I mean, there's a lot of neutrals, don't get me wrong, I get that, but like it just changes it so much, taking away the yellow and the pinks. Yeah, I definitely like to have a variety. I really like to switch up my style in like clothes and aesthetic, and between kind of an edgy, even sometimes gothy look, like a witchy vibe, and like a I don't know, sweet, more feminine look. Kind of depends on the day. Nope. There you have it. Oh, a nail polish. Oh, there it is, Elite Cosmetics. They're a really great brand. They're Certified B Corporation. They try to be really like sustainable and ethical and natural. I really like their mascara, the Essential Mascara. It works so well. It's so nice. It's water resistant, so like it's what it sounds like. Like, it's not waterproof, but it'll hold its own a little bit if it gets wet. Oh. Certain things I struggle with from their brand, but for the most part I like it a lot. I really like the oh my gosh, the prep primer. I love. It makes my skin so happy. I have some of their Unify Glow Setting Powder, which is super nice. Yeah, I really like that one. I don't really like the bamboo container I got it in initially that they used to have, and now I think they have something else. Because whenever I close it, it like puffs up. I'll have to show, maybe I'll show some of my favorite items, my favorite skincare and makeup items. I think that would be fun. But we'll see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's anything specific you'd like to see. I know someone said that they wanted another magazine flipping video, which I can totally do. And let me know if there's any color combinations that you think would be fun or look the best. Yeah. I hope that you have a very restful night and that you sleep well, and that your day tomorrow starts with you feeling energized and replenished from your sleep. All right. Bye.